Hey everyone, before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stories like this deserve to be shared. The first time I noticed attention, I didn't realize it was the beginning of something that would shatter everything I believed about my life. My wife, Emily, had always been my anchor. Sweet, patient, endlessly thoughtful, the kind of person whose laughter felt like sunlight spilling through the blinds. We'd been married 6 years, living in our small, cozy apartment on the edge of the city, surrounded by the quiet hum of streetlights and late-night traffic. It started small little absences from our usual routines. Phone calls she'd take in another room. The faint worry lines forming near her eyes that weren't there before. I told myself it was stress from work, that she just needed space. But then, one Thursday evening, I noticed it. A second phone tucked into the corner of the drawer in her nightstand. It wasn't ours, the one we shared, the one we built routines around. It was sleek, almost new, black with no case, silent, as if it had been waiting for me to find it. The curiosity clawed at me. I didn't know whether to confront her or dig quietly. I waited until she fell asleep, the hum of the ceiling fan mixing with the soft rhythm of her breathing. Unlocking it wasn't hard. She'd left it on her favorite screensaver, a photo of us from our honeymoon. My heart pounded as I scrolled through messages, hesitant, praying it was just business contacts or forgotten passwords. But the texts weren't work-related. Names I'd never heard. Screenshots of meetings I didn't know existed. Emojis that implied intimacy. Little miss you notes, good morning wishes, and excuses I'd never heard her voice give. I stared at the screen, trembling, trying to convince myself this was some mistake. The Emily I loved, the woman who promised forever, could she really be leading this secret life? And if she was, who else knew? I slipped the phone back into the drawer, heart racing, mind spinning, unable to sleep. I knew I couldn't confront her yet, not until I understood how deep this went. But one question burned brighter than the fear. How long had she been hiding this from me? The next few days were a haze of half-truths and silent panic. Emily moved around the apartment like nothing had changed, humming while making coffee, brushing her hair in the bathroom mirror, slipping past me with soft smiles that felt sharper than any argument. I watched her, studying every gesture, every pause, every glance at her real phone on the counter. Something in me kept screaming that I was missing pieces. But I couldn't stop myself from needing to know. One evening, she said she had to work late. She kissed my forehead, murmured love, promised she'd be home before midnight. I nodded, swallowing the lump in my throat, knowing she wasn't lying about leaving. It was where she went that mattered. The apartment was quiet, too quiet. My phone buzzed with an incoming message from an unknown number. Are you coming tonight? My stomach sank as I realized it was Emily, the weight of betrayal pressed down, suffocating. I didn't sleep that night. I replayed every memory. The weekend trips she insisted we take, the quiet dinners we shared, the way her hand always found mine when she thought I wasn't looking. Were those lies too? Or had she convinced herself they weren't? By morning, I felt hollow, as if the person I had trusted with everything had been a ghost I never really knew. Then I found the photos. Hidden in a folder on the second phone, time-stamped late nights and hotel rooms. Faces blurred, except hers. Smiling, touching, leaning into someone else with the ease she had once reserved for me. My hand shook as I scrolled through, unable to stop, heart hammering against my ribs, the room spinning. I wanted to scream, to throw the phone, to confront her right then and there, but fear, disbelief, and grief paralyzed me. When she finally returned, keys jingling, smile bright, I kept the phone tucked in my pocket, my eyes hollow, my voice steady. How was work? I asked. She laughed softly, tossing her bag onto the sofa. Long day. I'm glad to be home. I nodded, swallowing every word I wanted to throw at her face. The betrayal had changed something in me. I couldn't go back to naive love, couldn't pretend anymore. And yet, I couldn't stop thinking about one chilling possibility. How many nights like this had she led? How long had she been hiding it? And how far would this go before I finally had the courage to confront her? The confrontation came the next evening. I waited until she settled on the couch, scrolling on her phone, unaware of the storm brewing across from her. My voice was quieter than I expected, steady in a way I didn't feel. Emily, we need to talk. She looked up, smiling nervously, a hint of tension in her eyes. About what? She asked, the casual tone impossible to maintain with the weight of what I held. I pulled the second phone from my pocket, sliding it onto the coffee table between us. The screen lit up, messages and photos spilling out like evidence of every lie, every secret she thought she could hide. Her face went pale, eyes wide. I can explain. Explain. I cut in, voice sharp but controlled. This? Nights away, texts. Pictures. You call this explaining? My chest tightened. The betrayal had carved a hollow space in my heart, a void I didn't think I could fill. How long were you planning to keep this from me? How many moments did you steal from us while smiling in my face? She sank back, silence replacing excuses. The room felt heavy, the kind of weight that makes you feel every second alive, like a knife twisting deeper. I realized then that love wasn't enough anymore. Not trust, not memories. She had broken something unfixable. I stood up, heart pounding, pain sharp but resolute. I loved you with everything I had. I said softly, letting the words hit harder than any shout. And you used it. That ends tonight. Emily tried to reach for me, but I turned away. I grabbed my coat, my keys, my dignity. The door clicked behind me, the echo of finality filling the apartment. Outside, the city lights blurred as tears welled, but I felt something shift, a heavy burden lifting, replaced by clarity. I didn't know what came next, didn't know if I'd ever fully heal, but I knew I would survive, stronger and wiser. As I walked down the street, I realized betrayal isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, sneaky, hidden in a second phone, in smiles and whispered, I love yous that mask the truth. But even then, the truth eventually finds its way out, and so does the courage to walk away. If you've ever faced heartbreak or betrayal, I want to hear your story. Share in the comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for all the stories that remind us what love and strength truly means.